computer. All right, I think we're officially underway here. So, welcome to our Sunday night Force Nation team call. I'm going to switch this here real quick. Maybe not, because that's just showing Nicole eating. So, I'm going to go back this way. That's all right. I was trying to do it big, so it's like the speaker. All right. But anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about creating your avatar, which also is known as creating your ideal customer. All right. So that's something it's a really good tool to use. And it's something that actually a lot of us probably are not using. But before we get into that, for one, I want you to make sure you have a pen and paper, something to write down, because I have questions I want you to answer. Some of this you can start answering during the call. And then some of them you're going to just work on later on your own time. But first off, let's see. Let's do some updates on the Team Cup teams. All right. So everybody that's on this call, if you're on a Team Cup team, you're either with myself, Nicole, Dave, or Denise, right? Nobody's like on some other random team. All right. So I'll let Dave go first. I'll let Dave give us an update. How's your team doing, and do you have any shout outs you want to give, or any?
I'm sorry, my internet here is struggling, so I'm gonna have to if I cut it in, forgive me, but we got about 6 points right now, so a little slow to get started, but we're getting it going. I know that I'm gonna try to have another team call tomorrow night with our guys, just to get things going, see where everybody's at. But the seeds have been planted, and this week I've been watering the plants. So hopefully next week we'll start to harvest those seeds.
Cool. Good deal. Yeah, and Eric told me he's got his first ones, which might be your very first Success Club points ever, Eric. Possibly, maybe. Yes. Awesome. Yay. All right. While Denise is there and your internet's working, maybe. There it is. Because you were like frozen with your face like. Denise, give us an update on your team. Oh my God.
So I have a few announcements and a few shout outs to my team. Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah, we can. You keep freezing with your mouth open though, so it's kind of funny. All right, go.
Okay. Well, I just want to congratulate Tammy Torres for her first 2 Success Club points. She's planting a lot of seeds. We're doing amazing. We had a kick-ass clean eating challenge and 21-day challenge group. And I also want to congratulate Jennifer because she has her very, very first coach. She signed a coach up. Yes.
Awesome.
We're very proud of her. So they're doing, things are moving really fast, and you guys are doing really well, and I just want to congratulate you all. Also, everybody else on the team who's done really well with their volume, doing really good, and let's just keep kicking ass during this Team Cup month, all right? That's all I got for you guys.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Nicole, how about you? What kind of birthdays do you have for us?
Well, we're probably bringing up the rear. I don't think we have any points yet, but we are private messaging each other every other day or so. We're trying. We have a March Madness challenge coming up that we're excited about. We just finished a meal prep group that had 79 people in it, so it was a good group. I didn't get so much yet, but planting those seeds. I know Sandy's working really hard. She's had non-scale victory after non-scale victory, and she's posting, and I don't know if you guys saw her before and after the other day, but people are definitely watching her, so we are hopeful that we'll be on the board here.
Awesome. Okay.
Tried.
Cool. Good job, you guys. Yeah, and my team's the Queen Bees. And we've got 3 points now, which I got finally somebody to join who I've been working with for a while. It's actually one of the teachers from Jake and Josh's high school, one of them that I teach yoga to twice a year, so to her class. So finally I got her to take control of her health a little bit. I mean, she's not unhealthy, but she's just one of those moms that does everything for her kids and everything for her students, and she doesn't do a whole lot for herself. So I finally got her on board, and my girls and myself, we've been meeting every, I'm like so confused. Now we're echoing. Anyway, we've been meeting every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for a quick Zoom to kind of go over things. So, yeah, the biggest thing is, just like Dave said, you planting those seeds and watering them, and then start working on the harvest. So that's one thing that you always got to be doing a little bit of all of them. But here now, in the next 2 weeks, it's more. Hopefully you've been inviting really well, and so now you can start working a little bit more on the follow-ups. Never stop inviting, but now you can focus a little bit more on the follow-ups and stuff. So, all right, so we're going to jump into this, creating your avatar. I've got notes here. Some of this I will type up if you guys want me to, but I got all these notes here. I've got questions and stuff I'm going to have you work on answering. So I want you to write those down as we get to them. But first off, creating your avatar. It's all about understanding your customers' needs and wants. You want to attract people who are like you and who you can connect with easily. All right. So these are going to be, you can have more than one avatar, but right now I want you to focus on creating one. And it's going to be one with your strongest characteristics, characteristics that you can really strongly relate with other people. So we have, so like Dave and Doug are police officers, so that would be like one thing. A lot of us are parents that of kids of various ages. That would be something. Fitness professionals, that would be something. For me, it's like sober moms. That's one of my things, some of my stronger things, the people I can really strongly relate to. So your first step is going to be creating some characteristics of your ideal customer or coach, which is what we're going to go over here a little bit tonight. And then the second step is going to be finding them on Facebook, adding them, and beginning to connect with them. All right. So I've got like my notes going back and forth. I was going to write these up, and my computer decided to be a little bit cranky with me, so I did not get them typed up just yet. But all right, so what we're going to do, these are some things you're going to do after the call tonight. Actually, let me come back to that one. I'm going to do these questions. So my notes are kind of going back and forth a little bit here. All right, so there's actually 15 questions. So I'm going to go kind of slow, but just jot these down. And then at the end, maybe we'll take a few minutes so you can start answering some of these. All right, number one. What is the number one question you get asked by people? So write down these questions, and then you can go back and answer them after a while. All right, good. Number two, what should my ideal customer be asking me that they aren't asking me right now? Okay. What are my top 3 Facebook posts in the last 6 months? course, that means the ones with the most engagement. Okay. What experts does my ideal customer find valuable or that they can relate to? All right, number 5, what could they talk about all day long? Number 6, what are they most afraid of? Number 7, what do they need to know about me? As in you, us. Okay. Number 8, what kind of things do they like looking at on Pinterest or YouTube? Okay. Number 9, what is their greatest want that I can help them with? Good. Okay. 10, what can I help them with right now? Number 11, what are the top 3 things preventing them from buying a challenge pack, joining a group, or joining as a coach? We good? Okay. 12, what is something they aren't expecting from me, but if I did it, it would blow them away? All right, number 13, what are some things they are embarrassed to admit? Number 14, what are some things they have tried that haven't worked in the past? Number 15, what do they need to believe before buying a challenge pack, joining a group, or becoming a coach? All right, so these are some things I want you to take some time answering over the next 24 hours or so. You can work on it tonight, work on it tomorrow. Don't put it off, because this is going to really, really help you. Actually answering these questions and really focusing on that kind of person is in targeting your Facebook posts and your invites and your connections and the people that you're adding on Facebook. It will actually really start to blow up your business if you do it correctly. So I want you to really take some time to do some soul searching and answer these questions. So let me go back and forth here. All right, so here are some things to remember as far as your avatar. Your avatar is going to change over time. And like I said, you can have more than one. Like, you know, Belkis and myself, you know, we recently became empty nesters, you know. So that's like one thing where, you know, a couple of years ago, we were moms of, you know, high schoolers. So that kind of changes things a little bit. As your kids grow, you know, if you have younger kids, as they get older, you know, that's going to change your perspective and the way, you know, you see things and relate to things. Where'd you guys go? All right, but, you know, or as your life circumstances change, you know, if you get married or you get divorced or you move to a different area of the country, or, you know, there's just a million and one things. So your avatar is not going to stay the same, but there's going to be probably a lot of things that are going to stay consistent with your avatar, but you're always going to want to evolve that. And that's why I said you can have more than one, but right now focus on the main core characteristics that you want in your avatar. All right. Let's see. All right, so once you get done with those questions, you're going to start bringing this avatar to life. So here are some things that you're going to want to write down about this person. And this is the part, some of this is kind of like a little, I don't know, to me it still seems a little weird. But anyway, so first of all, you're going to name your avatar. Okay, you're going to give him or her a name. I haven't named mine yet because I'm like, what am I going to name it? But you're going to kind of write up a profile about him or her. You know, like their age, maybe where they live, different things along those lines, you know, some characteristics, some, you know. You're going to write down kind of their current thoughts or life situations. You're going to write down a brief history of this person. Some personality traits that this person has. Their activities and interests. things they like to spend money on. And wants and needs. Millie's like all in the dark here. She looks like she's in a horror movie or something. Now she disappeared.
I'm here. I'm here.
It's like, what is that? Blair Witch Project there. Well, so my avatar would have like ADD a little bit. No. All right, so here, I didn't name mine, but here's like some things I jotted down real quick. My person is a female between 40 and 55. That still might be a big range, but whatever. She's an empty nester or soon to be empty nester. She's sober. She wants to be healthy, but struggles with it. She's married or in a long-term relationship. She loves animals. She has similar political beliefs. She loves to travel. She's not a super girly girl. And she loves to save money and find deals. So those are just some of them I jotted down to begin with. So there's probably about 2 or 3 of those that would be like my main things that I would focus on. But so these are all things. So when you start to create this avatar, this ideal customer, this imaginary person who's not really all that imaginary, but once you start doing that, you're going to attract people that fit those characteristics.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
As you're going through these questions, something really came to mind to me, and I think it'll help wrap everybody's mind around it if you guys haven't thought about it yourselves. As I'm writing down these questions, I'm thinking of who I used to be before I started Beachbody. That is your avatar. The person that you used to be before you got started with the business or before you got started with the fitness programs. I know where I used to be. I was angry. I was closed-minded. I was, all into my, whatever I was into at that point. My marathon training, then triathlon training, and then when I got into this, just completely changed. But I got to remember who I was back then so I can attract that person because I know who that was. It was me,
Exactly. Yeah.
You think who you used to be before Beachbody, then that'll help you organize who your avatar should be.
So, and then Denise was she's the one that pointed out to do that personality test because that will also help. So if you did not do that yet, make sure you do that. It's very enlightening. You don't need to do the $39.95 one. You can if you want, but you don't have to do that one. So like I just redid it, that one. And I mean, there's a million of them out there and they all are kind of similar. They might have different names. Like the one that Denise shared was colors. There's some that are gems. There's some that are just names like the personality plus one where it's like melancholy and different. I can't remember all of them right now. Sanguine. And you're going to hear a lot of that in the Beachbody world. People are saying, well, I'm an emerald and I'm a ruby, and they're not talking about rank advancements. They're talking about colors, or they're talking about these personality traits, or like this one is white and yellow and blue and red. Was it? I'm a white. So as if you couldn't probably tell if you know the characteristics traits at all. I wanted to check and see what my secondary one was, but I don't want to pay the $39.95. So
know what I am? Do you know what I am?
Not right off of those ones. I know that you are probably, well, depends on what those colors are.
Did you read the other one?
No.
Okay, so then once you read the other ones, then you get back to me. Let me know what
Did anybody do the color code test? Just quick. Anybody do it yet? Belle, you did it? Debbie?
Yeah, I did it.
Mel, you did it?
I did it.
I did it. I haven't gotten my results back from them yet.
Okay. We did ours, and I don't know. We feel like it was worth it to us, the investment of the $40 to get the full report. Because it also teaches you how to interact with other personalities on the color wheel of the white, the red, the blue, and the yellow. You know, Denise is definitely a bright yellow.
Oh man, I wanted Rebecca to get it. So it was very enlightening because we actually, when we sat down to do the full color code, we both were in tears because I don't know if the free analysis does this, but it takes you back to your childhood and it'll ask you questions as if you were a 6-year-old. And it'll go through your entire upbringing. Those personality traits that you had at that age are the makeup of who you are today. And once you understand who you are, then you know how to talk to the other personalities. Mm-hmm. So it's worth it because we get each other more. And I can sit down and have a 10-minute conversation with someone, and I know off the bat if that's a yellow, a red, a blue, or a white, and then I know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
Yeah, it really, really helps.
Yeah, it's learning about the personalities is super important, not just in this business, but in life. So these type of things are, studying personalities in this way, and also like the 5 love languages. That's another way to learn about the people in your life, learn about yourself, and then learn about the people in your life so you can talk to them so they will hear you. And so they will relate to you. And so you can relate to them instead of thinking they're just being a, you-know-what. It's like, okay, no, he or she is not being a you-know-what, but they are just not understanding me and I'm not understanding them. So if you know what your significant others, your kids, your, coaches on your team, the people you're coaching, a little bit more about them, the people you got to work with. Once you understand their personality traits a little bit better, it's a lot easier to be able to relate to them and talk to them. So everybody's like on the same page and is understanding each other. So
also being self-aware, being self-aware of who you are. That was one of the things that Gary spoke about. I don't know if he spoke about it at Summit, but I know he spoke about it at the Men's Leadership Conference last year about being self-aware as an entrepreneur, knowing who you are, doing the color code test, the strength test I just had Denise to find out the other day. Learning a lot more about you is how you can better put value out there to other people. So it's been able to help me.
Yeah, the Strength Finder test, that's a good one. So Dave has been on my back to get that one done. And I do things at my own pace. So he had to patiently wait for me to be ready to do it. But once I did it, it made sense to me why it was very important for me to do it. So now, what we all do is when we have weaknesses and strengths, we focus so much on our weaknesses and try to make those better that we're not using our abilities to actually get things done. So the Strength Finder test teaches you how to focus on what your strengths are. And yes, you have weaknesses, but that's not going to get you anywhere. Those weaknesses are going to always be weaknesses in your personality. So focus on your strengths and use that to your ability. Thanks for that.
Welcome.
For sure.
Where do you, because I was trying to go through the feed and find the, the post that you put about the color thing. And
it's colorcode.com.
Colorcode.com?
Yeah, colorcode.com. And it's the personality test. There's a free version. And there's another one that gets a full report that's like $39 or something like that. So you choose the one that you want.
I know Danny Johnson has gems. So it's kind of the same thing, but she uses gems instead of colors. Personality Plus uses names, not names, but like I said, melancholy and sanguine, and right now I can't remember the rest of them. But you could actually just go on and Google personality tests, and you could probably find some other ones as well. And I mean, they're all going to kind of give you the same input, regardless of whichever one you do, the same perspective, the same information. They just kind of phrase them a little bit differently. So it's like back frickin' forever and a half ago when Jacob was like about 2 and I was in another company and we did it. And they did colors, but they had red, blue, green, and yellow. And the yellows were like the crunchy hippie feel good people, and the blues were like the fun loving people, and the greens were the analytical people, and which one am I missing? The reds are the really, type A personality people. So they all, they're all a little bit, phrase them a little bit differently, but they all kind of come together with the same information. So yeah, but that's, the color code one is very good. So, all right, somebody just disappeared. All right, so here are some things to do after the call. Okay, I want you to write these down too. All right, so create a list of characteristics of your ideal client. And that way you can start engaging them. Number 2, start crafting your messages and your social media posts in a way to make them feel like you are reading their mind. All right. Number 3, offer them tips, value, and challenges that they have been thinking about. Number 4, write your posts in ways that really connect with them. Number 5, add new friends according to the characteristics that you made for your avatar. Number 6, present your challenges and Shakeology in ways that are more appealing to them. And then number 7, your confidence in yeses will begin to increase. So let's take about, I don't know, let's just do like about 3 minutes and start jotting down some things that you can think of that your avatar would be. You don't have to go really hardcore just yet, but maybe just while we're thinking about it, write down 4, 5, 6 things real quick that your ideal customer or your avatar would have.
I gotta hop off, guys. My son's having some stomach issues going on. So,
Okay.
I
All
gotta-
right.
all right.
Okay. See you later, hon. Yay, she's back. Sandy, we're taking a couple minutes to just write down a few characteristics of what our ideal customer would have. So just a few things just to, you got a question?
Oh, I'm sorry, my internet must have crashed or something, so I don't know what.
That's fine. So yeah, so we're just writing down, just think about 4 or 5 things that your ideal customer, what her characteristics would be. Go about another minute. Okay, so you guys can finish that later, because actually more, just sitting here, I had that list already, and I wrote down about 3 or 4 more things. So this is going to be an ongoing thing, this list, that your characteristics. But from where you're at right now, the things that you jotted down, maybe some more things will come to you later. But focus on, some of them can be more secondary characteristics. Focus on 1 or 2 or 3 things that are going to be deal breakers. If they, if they're not this, then, they can have all the rest of them. But if they're not this one or that one, then I probably don't want to attract them to my business. So I'll tell you what, it's I've been a coach for a long time. Most of you guys know that. I used to tried to be the, end all be all person for everybody. And when you try to be somebody for everybody, you're not going to be anybody to anyone. All right. Hopefully that sounded all right, but narrowing your niche down like this and really focusing on some core characteristics within a person. You're going to attract people who are going to become they're more likely to become challengers or coaches in the future. All right. As opposed to trying to relate to somebody that you have practically nothing in common. It doesn't mean you can't be friends with them, but you know, we're all going to attract different kind of people, and they're all going to be good people because we're all good people, but we all have different characteristics and different life experiences and whatnot that's going to make us unique to a certain element of people. So it's really, by focusing on this, you should really start seeing your interactions increase, your challengers increasing, instead of just trying, like I said, instead of just trying to be somebody for everybody, try to really narrow it down. And, you know, as long as you're not being a jerk to people that don't fit these characteristics, you know, you're going to attract the right kind of people for you and for this team and for your challenge group. So
I'm interested in seeing what a few of you guys have written down. I'll share mine. I have 5. So my characteristics are mother, fitness goals, love socializing, classy with a little ghetto fabulous, and struggles with anxiety. That's all me. It was me before, and it's me today.
What was the last part? I was laughing at your ghetto fabulous.
But isn't it true though? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Doug, would you care to share with us yours?
Yeah, kind of, you know, what I have right now is it's mainly probably somebody that's involved in public safety, meaning fire, police, because I've actually done both, and doesn't like going to gyms, because that was one of my big holdups before, why I never stuck with fitness programs. I hated going to a gym. You'll walk into a gym and you got all these knuckle dragging dudes, you know, and I couldn't stand it. And so that's probably part of it there. And just somebody needs to, you know, maintain their physical condition to try and, one, relieve stress and make sure they're in physical condition to be able to do their job.
Awesome.
Love that.
Definitely.
Do you want to call upon someone else, Rebecca?
I want Miss Nicole.
There we go. Okay, so my ideal customer is a full-time working mother to young children, someone who wants more for herself, has big dreams, loves Target and coffee, right? Those are, has a child with special needs or challenges, someone who already does love fitness or maybe an ex-athlete, and someone who lives a pretty clean life, like non-drinker, non-smoker, kind of a homebody.
Awesome. And see, I think right now a lot of ways you're already talking to that audience with your posts. So, you know, you feel like you are? I think you are.
I mean, it's funny because, like, you know, the last couple of days I was sick and I literally felt like I didn't have anything to post because I wasn't eating and I wasn't working out. So, like, kind of. I mean, I feel like I don't know, probably not intentionally. You know, I'm glad to hear you say that, but I don't know. I don't, I always struggle with feeling like I don't have that thing, that story. So even when I read this, I feel like it's me, but it's not, I don't know. I don't see it as, like, I don't want to say special, but I don't know. So it's in, like, yeah, go ahead.
You're stuck in your head thinking that your story is not impactful enough.
Like, I feel like I'm boring. I'm me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm boring. I'm a homebody. I like to work out. I have kids. You know what I mean? I have a hard time believing that adds up to a lot sometimes, I guess. So I like this exercise, and I'm glad that you say that my posts do that, and I will definitely try to do that more. But, like, putting it on paper makes me kind of see, like, dude, there's a lot there. Like, come on, Nicole, you know? So it's good.
Yeah.
A lot of, I can just comment on Nicole's your are. I think you're very relatable. I see a lot of people following you today. Even when you're not there, they're actually keeping things going, which is amazing. People really relate to you, and I see it. So
Thank you. Yeah.
We
Means
also
a lot.
see it. We see it. I think that
I do too. So that's why we're friends.
I think you just want to make it so right. You want to make it so right that you think that maybe you might be making a mistake because you want to make it so right, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, perfection means that you are always going to improve upon yourself. You're fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. And on days where you are feeling good, like you were just sick, you know, repurpose things that you've posted in the past.
Yeah, that was really eye-opening. I was like, God, I like have nothing to say. Like I really felt like that. It was weird. I don't know if you guys, have felt that, but I had to scrape for anything.
You know what? You know what helps me sometimes. What'll help you is find the passage inside of a personal development book that you're reading. If you're reading something in personal development and you come across a paragraph, oh, that's really cool. You know what? Let me go live and let me share the story. And
Yeah.
hey, listen, guys, I just read something in my PD, my personal development book that I do every day. It resonated with me, and this may help you out. Let me share this with you. Boom, go talk about what you just read. And there's a post. You know? And especially going live. Facebook, I keep hearing it every single day. Facebook loves live video. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
We no, every quarter.
Every quarter?
Yeah, every quarter we get a magazine because we're part of Apple. But you can read, even I remember Daniel and Tony spoke about this years ago, that when she started as a coach, she would get the women's health magazines, other fitness magazines from the supermarkets, read the articles, and do polls on them.
Mm-hmm.
We can do the same thing, do the reading for them and just come across as an authority in whatever you got to talk about. Same thing with development, whatever else that you know. Teach, invest, learn, teach. Invest your time or money on learning something, and then teach it. Like I was saying before, live video. The more live video you do, Facebook's going to push you out to people's news feeds, and you're going to get a lot more views, a lot more shares, a lot more comments.
Yeah.
And it's really important that we go live more often.
So speaking of live video, can I ask you how sore were you the next day after your push-ups?
I'm still feeling it. I know Jenny's probably feeling it too. I still feel it today. But you know what? I did really helped me was the next day I did an Insanity Max 30 workout just to sweat it out. And I felt really warm. I felt better. I was able to stretch and it was really good. But let me tell you, it was worth it going through that. And I'm happy I actually went live because it kept me accountable and it kept me going and reading what people were saying and just, pushing me towards like, you know what, I got to keep going. And I'm not going to stop. So it was really cool to have people follow you and to cheer you on. That's why I'm really happy I went live. Number one. Number two, I felt like I really pushed myself there. 500 push-ups, just saying it out loud. You're like, what the hell? And it's clear within an hour. Oh shit! How are you gonna work this out? But I made it happen. And it was cool.
Too.
And Jenny did it too.
Jennifer did. How do you feel today, Jennifer?
Dang.
Hold on. Let me unmute you. Ugh.
I've been aching today.
There, now talked.
Okay. I said I'm sore. I've been aching today. Everywhere. Chest, my shoulders, my back, under my arms, everywhere. But I'm glad I did it. My core is really sore too. But like Dave said, going live definitely helped. Even though we were having technical difficulties with our phones, JoJo was going back and forth between our phones to record because it kept getting overheated. But I did it in under the hour, so just a little hour. So.
Eric, did you do yours too, Eric? Did you do push-ups too? I think.
I haven't done them yet, but I do plan on doing it here hopefully this coming weekend. So I'll go live with it and see what happens.
Great way to figure out what you're made of, and it really pushes you past any limits you thought you had. You know, saying out loud and thinking, wow, that's so many push-ups. But then after you do it, there's a tremendous sense of fulfillment and accomplishment doing it, and having people push you. It's a tremendous experience, man. It was definitely worth it for me, Nicole.
Awesome.
So I got a couple things before we wrap up here. So some more things to keep in mind. For one, perfect is not relatable. Don't try to act like you're perfect. Let people see your mess. Let people see your struggles, 500 push-ups or being sick or, again, we've talked about it in past calls. There's one thing to talk about your struggles and what's going on in your life currently or things that you've overcome or whatever. It's another thing to just be a whiny, bratty, pain in the butt, negative person. That's not what I'm talking about. You can talk about your struggles. You could talk about things that you're dealing with right now, things that you've dealt with in the past that maybe you've overcome, lessons you've learned from it, whatever. But that's not being negative. All right. Asking for help, because a lot of us struggle with that. Maybe that's something else I got to put on my list. Asking for help. Just saying, hey, either what I'm always the person who's like, I'm the helper. I'm the one that will do everything for everybody else. And I have a hard time asking people for help. All right. So, that could be something else to put on my list. But even just going out and just asking for help once in a while when I need it, that's something I need to do a little bit more of. So perfect is not relatable. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable and show some of your struggles and some of your mess. Now I forget what the second one was. Let me think. I think it was about just being vulnerable and just letting yourself open up. It's kind of hard, it's hard to do that for a lot of us, to say, man, I'm struggling right now and this sucks, or this is, I've been dealing with this, or, opening your heart. But you know what? Anytime that I've actually done that on Facebook or or even just with people in person, vulnerability is actually an attribute of strength. I think that's how I want to say it. It takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable. So if you have never watched it, Brené Brown has a TED Talk about vulnerability. I don't know. I'm so hard with vulnerability. I have a hard time saying it. So just, I would say it's about 18 minutes, like a TED Talk. And I would get on, and like any other TED Talk, I should say, because it is a TED Talk. Get on there and watch that. And, just learn that the more they can see the real you, the not so perfect, the not fitness person, the not, but the real you, the more they're going to actually relate to you. And then they're going to be like, oh, they know, he knows what I'm going through, so I would want to challenge everybody just to be a little bit more vulnerable with your posts, and understand that when you're being vulnerable, that is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. And speaking of personal development, Dave, we've been, our book of the month is The War of Art. I always want to say it backwards, right?
Yeah, The War of Art.
I've been reading that. It's actually quite an easy read. It's more like little essays.
Yeah.
So, and it's not as long as the January book. So I'm already about halfway, 2/3 of the way through it, and I just read about 10 minutes or so. What are you laughing at?
Taylor.
Who?
Taylor was in there.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Taylor. So are you starting your softball practice yet?
Started softball yet?
When
Didn't know if I signed up.
I signed up.
Yay! Have your new bat?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Well, go tell Daddy I need a bat, I need cleats, I need gloves, and some cute socks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
That's gonna be a new thing for you now, social mom.
Oh yeah, we were already talking about coaching the team, and because I played 2 years of junior college, so that's my sport. So I'm excited.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Any other questions or comments or anything else?
I have two really quick things, guys, before we go. I know it's running late. Two quick things. Something I just thought about when you were talking, Rebecca, made me think about something in terms of vulnerability. I know it's hard, but not only with your fitness and your health, financial health. A lot of us have a really hard time speaking the truth about our financial health and our financial struggles. We have to get out of that comfort zone and talk about it, because you know what? Beachbody is a business, and you can make money in this business. You can make a lot of money in this business. This may be something that somebody may need because their financial situation is not where it needs to be, and this is a way to get them out of that hole or to run something on the side. So also be willing to talk about financial struggles as well. I know it's hard, but it's part of it. Not just Beachbody is not about just fitness. It's about creating a business and creating wealth for you and your family. So remember that. Number two, yesterday at the training, and this is also in our back office. If you guys missed this, Kim Carver came on recently and talked about a new reference guide that they created called the Shakeology Quick Reference Guide for Coaches. It's a document that you can print out, okay, front and back, really cool. If you guys are having a hard time talking to people about Shakeology and its benefits, it's like a bullet point document. Teaches you, quick things that are in there. 3 reasons why our bodies need Shakeology. 5 key things Shakeology does for the body. Really, really cool. Quick things that you can use to talk to people about Shakeology. So look for that. It's in your back office. It's already up there. I could probably grab it and just post it into the group. This way everybody gets it. But really, really cool. Shakeology Quick Reference Guide for Coaches. Okay, so check that out. Front and back. It tells you Shakeology do's and don'ts, what to talk about, what not to talk about, convenient things to share and to post and to talk to people about with Shakeology. All right?
Nice.
So, all right, I'm done.
Okay. And I think I am too. So just go ahead and start tonight answering those questions that you wrote down. As more characteristics come to your brain, jot those down on your list. And maybe by Wednesday, I want everybody to start posting who their avatar is. Actually go live and do it. How's that? You're muted again. Huh?
Where? In the team page?
Yeah, and no, yeah, you don't want to do it on your regular Facebook. It's like, here's my ideal customer. So yeah. Do it in the Forest Nation Diamond Force group. All right? I'm challenging you, and you guys can do it. Okay? So,
Challenge accepted.
Okay, cool. All right, so I think with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Thanks everybody for jumping on. Denise will be taking over next Sunday. Do you know what you're talking about yet? Nope. Okay.
Maybe we should take action next Sunday. Let's do a power half hour. You guys are down for that?
It's been about a month, hasn't it, since we've done that? We didn't do.
That was a couple weeks ago.
All right, so if you guys are down for that, we'll do a power half hour next Sunday.
Cool.
I probably won't be on this Sunday, just an FYI.
Okay.
Very good. All right, good night, guys.
All right, guys, thanks for hopping on, and get your homework done and create your avatar. And I'll look forward to seeing those here in a few days. Okay?
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.